Joyhdae.
Ryan. Virgo season.
I just want you to know that despite your big reaction to my song last week, I have gotten requests from people to cover other artists' songs, so I'm working on something else. So you may have hated it, but the audience, they were here for it. Okay? Thank you.
No. No. I mean, nah. People were like, "Oh, she was on something last week," and that song, it definitely made an impression on people. So, it did what it needed to do. But yeah,
I'm working on another one,
I
y'all.
don't think you should quit
Too
the day
late.
job. All
I'm not
right.
quitting the day job
Okay.
because,
Okay.
multiple streams of income,
Mm,
but
mm.
I may have found a new hobby.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
Mm,
shout out
mm-hmm.
to Will. You asked me for Residuals by Chris Brown. Next week I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Next week I got you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you been?
Whew, this week has been a week. Okay. Cash had his surgery on Monday. He had to get his liver shunt corrected and neutered, which was a part of the plan. That all happened. Then the doctor was like, since we're already in here and he has these extra set of baby teeth, we're going to pull those out too. So he also
Wow.
got his baby teeth removed. He was in the hospital for 48 hours, but my boy is back home. He is
Yes. Yes. Very
mostly back
good.
to normal. I would show y'all him, but he is not too close to me right now because he still has a little attitude. Because I did drop him off, kiss him on the head, was like, see you later.
Yikes. Is he
Woke up
still a cone?
nutless.
Still a cone head?
I swapped the cone for a soft donut
Mm. Mm.
because those cones they're not comfortable. They don't look comfortable. And as long as he's not licking his wounds, like he's good money, he's getting closer. So if he gets close enough to me, I'll pick him up. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah. How
Okay.
about you?
Good for him. Good for him. I too also, had my stint in the doctor's office. Went to the doctor's office because I was having some maybe TMI, some irregular bowel movements.
Okay.
Yeah. They
Okay.
diagnosed me with a whole bunch of shit.
You know what? I knew it was coming. Something told me not to take you seriously, but at the same time, I was like, but you know what? It's early. It's early,
It is early. It is
but
early. It is early. I mean,
I
however,
knew.
how
I knew.
I did actually go to a new doctor this week because I was, thinking that I was not gonna make it, but the doctor assured me that I'm doing better than 90% of his patients. We just got to look at a few things, and 40 is approaching, and so I just want to make sure everything's tuned up and working and doing what it needs to do. And so, yeah, had a decent time this week. My therapist stood me up this week, and so I was pretty pissed about that. But other than that, not so bad. Not so bad.
Carlita and I had a great conversation today.
Good for you.
That is because March is really a hard month for me. The month
Yeah,
of March,
word,
I
word.
celebrate my aunt's birth, and then I celebrate her death 2 weeks later, and then I celebrate Carter's death a couple of days before my aunt died. So March is really a shitty month for me. Uh,
Yeah.
but I will say, with the help of therapy and Lexapro, your girl actually did pretty good this month, and did not end up in a anxious funk of emotional turmoil. So, shout out to
Right.
Lexapro and my psychiatrist, my therapist, for
Listen, a win
getting
is
your
a
girl
win.
right. A
A
win is a
win is a
win.
win.
Like I said in the
So,
song, y'all tuning in. A win is a win.
oh boy, I
See,
didn't mean to do
stuck with
that.
you.
I
Yeah,
I, I didn't mean to do
yeah, yeah.
that.
You're welcome. You're
Oh Lord.
welcome.
Oh gosh. Oh man. Wow. What we got this week?
Um, Funny that you started this with a dad joke about being full of shit.
Hmm.
Because I have an Am I the Asshole? And I'm just gonna read
Okay.
you the title because this is gonna be hilarious based on how you started today's
Uh,
episode.
okay.
Am I the asshole here if I divorce my husband for not wiping his butt?
Mm. I would think I might say yes already.
Yep.
No. No, not an asshole.
Yeah,
Not an
that's
asshole.
I knew what you
Oh.
meant.
But go ahead. Let's see.
Yep, this is pretty much the title. My husband recently started saying that he is not going to wipe his butt anymore after using the restroom. He got it into his head that alpha males do not wipe, therefore, he no longer is doing it. He has been, for the past 2 days, walking around everywhere we go telling guys alphas don't wipe. He is very serious about not wiping and is not listening to reasoning. I don't know what to do, and I fear that this might be the start of the end of our marriage. How do I convince him to wipe?
Oh my God. Like, my my flabber is gasted, as you like to say. What? What? Where they do that? Oh my! Oh,
It wouldn't
that
even
is.
be up for discussion. I'm
Oh,
telling you one time and one time only to
oh my!
please wipe your ass, or we got to go to the judge. We got to get to the courthouse because what we're
How do you
not
even?
doing is that.
The fact that he even got to this thought process. How did he get? How did he get there?
Yeah.
Something's clearly wrong.
That red pill content. They be going around saying that. Now there's a movement. There are a bunch of men online who will tell you that wiping your behind is gay. Therefore, if you are not gay, you should not wipe your behind. You should not wipe
First,
it. You should not wash it.
first of all, they use gay as if it's some sort of derogatory term. Like, I don't know what's
Amen.
wrong.
Hallelujah.
I don't know what's wrong with that. But at the same time, like, some of these people are so stupid. There's something called hygiene. If you
Yeah.
don't take care of your hygiene, you will die before your time. Just so you know. Just so you know, you're cutting your
Some
own
of
life
them.
short. That's one. Two, um this whole gay scenario situation, I've even heard these people talking about, if you do certain things with your woman or your wife or whatever it is, that you're gay. I thought that gay was when you are a specific sex doing sexual things or having an attraction to, the same sex.
Yeah.
If you're doing things with the opposite sex or a different sex, how is that gay? I just don't understand these people. Like, a lot of this mentality is flawed, super flawed, and this is why I said last week I'd rather have women friends, but recently I've been finding some male friends that are not terrible.
Right.
Most of the ones before were super terrible, which is why I stay far away. I mean, I know I am I am a dude, but like sometimes we don't rock with the mind state. Like, it just doesn't come together for me.
I
See what I
agree.
did there? Nope, no
I
irony there.
I was gonna say no two cheeks together. Um, I agree. I This mindset of men enjoying certain things or displaying certain types of feelings being gay, or gay being used as a derogatory term. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Most of the people who feel that way are closeted.
Mm.
Um, because I've never in my life, one, have thought about, like, I'm not a lesbian. I've never thought about other women sleeping with other women in a way that makes me feel like, oh my God, that's something horrible. So the fact
Right,
that these particular men spend so much time thinking about the genitalia and the acts of the genitalia of other men and what they're doing with their bodies, you are closeted, sir. And you might as well just embrace it. You will be happier for it. That is
right.
why y'all are single. Because if you are of a certain age, meaning over the age of 13, and you still have shit in your drawers,
It's oh my
that is
god.
gross.
It
That
is.
is gross,
Like, can't you smell yourself? Like
is
like
the
why
question.
like
And the
this
fact that you're
this
okay smelling yourself and thinking that that is not something that needs to be addressed, you are gross. If you think a man who enjoys being pegged by his wife is gross, don't knock it till you try it.
Also, if you are so like you are attracted to your wife and you want to do things with your wife, how would she be put in the mood when you guys disrobe and you smell like
Swamp
the
water.
sewer? You
We
see
was
what I'm
there.
saying?
We was there.
Like,
Sewer swamp water. We was there.
how does this work? Where they do this at? Like, I don't get it.
I don't
I
get it
just
either.
this is actually crawling my skin, by the way.
You
Just
know,
trying to think about it. This is pretty bad. This
it's
is
gross. It is gross. And shout out to you women who love
oh
beyond and stay
man.
around with men who don't have the best hygiene, and y'all are okay with it because, my man, my man, my man. Couldn't be me. Probably why it's not me, because absolutely, absolutely not.
Uh,
You are so disgusted.
I am so For those that are listening, maybe you should watch because my face probably says it all.
Yo,
But
he is so
oh,
disgusted.
oh my
Oh my
God.
God. I
Thinking
am
back to
tickled.
conversations my mom had with me when I was like very young and before I was even really like attracted to women and all that, telling me how, oh, you got to wipe properly and all these things because you don't want no woman to see your inside of your drawers and you got skid marks and like all these things.
Yeah.
Like I'm traumatized from childhood, by the way, and
Like,
traumatized in a good way because like I will clean my ass. I don't care who needs to hear it. Somebody needs to hear it. It's my hands. It's my ass. I'm going to clean it.
I just,
And then we wash hands. That's what we do. We use soap and water and we wash hands. That's what we do.
oh, shout out to, I didn't catch her username, but in the comments from last week's video, we have a new, I think she's a newer listener. And
Okay.
she agreed with me on the sorting by rating
I
first.
saw that. I was supposed to respond to that. I will respond to it.
And
Yes.
And she also said that she always takes her phone with her into the bathroom. And because of us, she Clorox wiped her phone down because she started to feel nasty. So we out here doing the Lord's work.
we
We out here doing the Lord's work. We making sure everybody is
yes. Very
sanitized and
good.
taking care of themselves. So shout out
Very
to
good.
you.
Very good.
Um,
Very good. Very good.
I'm gonna start this episode with trash because,
What else is new? Like what else is new?
but this is political trash because we haven't really talked politics in a while.
I've been
Um,
really trying to avoid it, Joyhdae. You don't understand. I'm at my capacity with
I am too.
where we are in the world right now. Well, in America at least. It's
I
terrible.
mean, truly, truly. I was actually talking about this today with my therapist, and I'm not as locked in as I used to be with the news. I only see things and then kind of go back and revisit them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so that I'm
Yeah.
not fully blinded.
Yeah.
But this is too big to ignore.
Yeah.
Um, the Trump administration, in particular, our Secretary of Defense or their Secretary of Defense, inadvertently added a journalist to a signal group in which they leaked war plans, just all willy-nilly.
Lord.
So in the group was a bunch of people from, Trump's department of whatever, which was Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Vice President,
Hex
his name don't matter. The pronunciation of that man's name does not matter. And Vice President J.D. Vance and a bunch of other people. Now, Jeffrey Goldberg is editor-in-chief at The Atlantic, which is I think it's mostly, I think every newspaper at this point is mostly online. It's an online news site. He thought when he first got invited that he was being hoaxed. It was a hoax. He thought it was AI. He was not sure if, did I pause?
Mm-hmm. You did. I mean, get back to your story.
We're going to
Sure.
get, yeah. So, Trump's DEI administration, or no, excuse me, they're calling it the DUI administration. Trump's DUI administration.
Why are they calling it the DUI? Is it
Because
for
Pete Hegseth is a known alcoholic. So,
see, I see what they did
yeah,
there. I see
yeah.
what they
So they're
did there.
calling it the
Okay.
DUI
Okay.
administration.
Okay.
Inadvertently added a journalist to a Signal group chat. The journalist in question is Jeffrey Goldberg, who is the Atlantic's editor-in-chief, who when he got the invitation to join the group, thought it was AI. He thought it was a hoax. He didn't
Right.
know what was going on. He thought somebody was pranking him. He thought he was
Right.
being punked, as us
Right.
millennials remember that show. But he decided he was going to cool out and see what happens. Next thing you know, Jeffrey's minding his business and he's hearing all about the planned attack in Yemen.
Wild.
Okay? I'm talking about the types of aircrafts to be used, which were F-18s, the use of Tomahawk missiles and drones, the timing of attacks and aircraft deployment schedules. These messages were sent mere hours before the operation began, exposing exact departure and impact times. Now, of course, this DUI administration is claiming that there was no classified information shared, which...
How? In what? Jesus. I don't know where we live anymore. I really don't know where we live anymore.
I
Because
don't know what this timeline is, but I went off of it. Put me
so
back on the original timeline. After Obama ended his presidency, Hillary was president, and we was not in this bullshit. Because this
listen,
right here,
so to piggyback off of that, for those that are not watching, can you just read what my hat says, Joyhdae?
but her emails. Because y'all remember how they made a big deal about that.
You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? They wanted to lock her up
Mm-hmm.
for emails that supposedly were so classified and confidential and all of that stuff. This is a consumer application called Signal
Mm-hmm.
that, this is not something that you get when you work in the White House.
No.
Joyhdae can go to the App Store. I can go to the App Store. I actually have Signal on my phone right now. I
Me
don't
too,
use
but
it.
I don't use it.
I don't use it, but but I have it. I have it. We can go there and get this app. That's the first part of this that is just wildly crazy to me.
Wild.
You're out here just willy-nilly adding people to a group chat without any sort of checks and balances, no like second, third, fourth, fifth, like you're not checking to see who's in there. You just put the people in and start talking, yapping, blah, 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 blah. In what world is having conversation about an attack on a foreign country something that you feel is okay to do on a civilian app?
Mm.
I don't know. Somebody needs to be locked up. I'll tell you that.
Everybody needs to be locked up
It's like
because they said this was no classified information. The Pentagon is like, the content was highly sensitive and posed a potential security threat.
completely.
Prior to this, the Pentagon had already issued a warning about vulnerabilities in Signal. But let's talk about the fact that this is straight out of the Project 2025 playbook, in which they had mentioned using Signal as a means of communicating between one another because those messages are encrypted and whatever. You can't, you know. So we're watching this playbook happen in real time. And this is just one incident. Kudos to Jeffrey Goldberg because they kept saying that it wasn't classified information and he did not release it. He just said that he was a part of it and he told us what was
Right.
mentioned. They kept saying it was not classified information. Jeffrey said, cool, not classified. I shall release it all.
I will. I release all of it. Hey, yo, in Tyler Perry's White House, right? Isn't there something that's like a room where these type of conversations happen where no communications can get out of such room to do whatever? Let's just say this. I don't know why they didn't use these traditional ways of communicating, but that's neither here nor there. Let's just say that this editor-in-chief was a sleeper cell or some sort of spy for some foreign country. He could have just literally been in that chat, not said anything at all, period, for months, for years, just gathering all the intel. Because if they didn't get caught this time, they would have definitely just kept it rolling. More and more things would have
Oh,
happened.
oh,
He could have given all of this information to whoever they were planning on attacking. They could counterattack, and then all of a sudden we have American lives at risk. Like, how is this not classified information? That's what I want to know. It doesn't
I
make
also want to
sense.
know how the president had no clue because when they asked him, he
Listen,
sat there and said, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Y'all should ask those people. Why are you, why?
you are the commander in chief, which
Okay.
means you run the military. You do.
This, I promise you,
Oh
just
my
like the
God.
first time around, this
Oh my
second time
God.
around, and this is not me sympathizing with Donald Trump. He again did not think that the American people were stupid enough to vote for him, despite his
Oh my
posturing.
God.
I know that for a fact. Also, even though I love and I applaud Jeffrey Goldberg for releasing this information, I grew up in the era of scandal. The way that I would have sat myself down,
with some
perched.
wine and popcorn.
Oh, I'd have been perched in that group chat to this day. Do you understand me? I would have released it under, I would have given it to someone else and told them this is the story to release, changed my
Do
name
you
in the little contact, and I would have sat in that group and got it all. And I'd have been like,
Jay, do you know how much foreign countries would pay for him to just hand over his portion of this chat?
yeah,
Like just be like, here's my
easy,
phone. You're already in the
easy.
chat. I need this amount of money for it.
Easy. Jeffrey Goldberg is better than a lot of people.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Also, shout out to you, Tulsi, because you look stupid. Okay.
She looked like
You
Cruella DeVille.
you left the Democratic Party talk about some whatever nonsense you was talking about.
Oh my God.
Only for Trump in 3 months since he's been president, have you on the summer jam screen lying to people and looking clueless. The Democrats wouldn't have done that to you.
I mean, if you had said that same sentence a couple months ago, a year ago, I'd be all with you. I don't know what the Democrats do at this
I
point.
mean,
Like, I really
I
don't
really
know.
meant the Kamala like administration, not the Democrats as a party. Let me clear that up. Because the Democrats as a party right now are out here
Oh my
looking like
god.
Murder Inc. after 50 Cent started beefing with them.
Mm.
It's not, the raps are not rapping. I, for one, am highly disappointed and upset, and I put them on the Summer Jam screaming at least once a week until somebody starts showing up and showing out. And I do not mean Bernie Sanders and AOC. AOC, maybe. Bernie Sanders, absolutely the fuck not. Okay. That
They
man,
said
y'all start floating him around as a ticket for president and vice president. That man will be 135 next
yeah,
election. He
but
may not be alive next
s-
election.
they are saying that she's gonna run for the 2028 election. So
And
we'll
she will
see.
lose.
We'll,
But
we'll see. We'll
I
see.
vote for her. Listen,
A lot can happen in 4 years. Who knows?
I would vote for her regardless, but she's finna
Hmm.
lose. So we're gonna have another 4 years of complete and utter bullshit. But
Oh
I
man.
digress. Moving along because America really is a trailer park.
Yeah.
Now, apparently this video just resurfaced, but it's really from 2024. And I don't know why somebody released it now, but Marvin Sapp was doing his thing as a preacher
Oh.
and told his ushers to shut the doors, lock
Mm.
the doors.
Mm-mm.
Then proceeded to get on stage and tell people that there was 1,000 people in the audience and 1,000 people online to donate $203 to meet a $40,000 fundraising goal, and they were not leaving until that goal was met. Then he told, there was a bunch of pastors on the stage with him. He told them they should start with $100 each because it costs to be on that stage.
Yo. Yo. Yo.
Never would have paid it.
Yo, the way my phone would have dialed that 9, that 1, and that 1, I am being held against my will. I'm
I
being
am
held against my
being
will.
kidnapped and held
Kidnapped.
hostage by
Listen.
a cult. Because what do you mean, sir?
The address here is
That man said, close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
Mm,
If I'm hungry, what that got to do with you?
what that got to do with you? It definitely sounds like a cult. It definitely sounds like we were about to pass out some cups of Kool-Aid and we're all just gonna drink it at the same time. That's what it sounds like.
Like,
Terrible.
on
Oh,
top of
oh
that,
my.
he has since gone on Facebook and defended himself, saying the closed doors were meant to maintain a focused and reverent environment for giving.
Mm. Oh God. Oh.
Sir,
Last I heard is that any money contributions that you give in a holy sanctuary or whatever is charity.
mm-hmm,
You do it out of
mm-hmm.
the willingness of your heart.
Yes,
That's what I thought
yes.
it was. I didn't think it was mandatory for sure. I didn't.
I didn't think I don't recall the Bible ever mentioning a shakedown. The only
Mm.
time I remember shakedowns in the Bible was when Jesus went to the temple and started flipping things over because they were shaking people down. I,
See,
that,
I'm not a biblical scholar, so I don't know
Neither
all the
am
things.
I,
I don't
but
know
I
all
do
the
remember,
things,
I
but
do recall Jesus warning us about wolves in sheep's clothing because I had a conversation with a religious friend about this when Kanye West dropped his Christian album, and everybody
Mm,
was like, "Oh, Kanye saved," and I was like, "That is a
that is
wolf
not.
in sheep's clothing.
And
Don't
he
let him
proved
get you."
and
And
he
he,
proved it.
okay,
Hmm.
because they're like, "What if he's changed? He has exhibited no
Jade, Jade,
actual."
Jade,
Oh, sorry,
Jade. I
sorry.
done
Okay,
told
moving
you
on,
I
moving
don't
on,
talk about
moving on. You
people.
reminded me. Yeah, you
Listen,
reminded me. You
don't
reminded
don't
me. Um,
don't let me lock you in that
and
house.
and you act. Would that be a bad thing for me? Like, have we? You must have forgot who you was just talking to. Like, okay.
Oh,
In happier news, Yolanda Saldivar got told she's
I
gonna
thought you
die
was
right
going
where she
Yolanda
is.
Adams. I thought we was just gonna have a churchy episode, but Yolanda Saldivar. Go ahead. Go ahead,
She was
Yolanda Saldivar.
told by the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles that she finna die in prison. Cause They denied that parole request on March 27, 2025, after a 3-member panel reviewed her case. They cited the brutality, violence, and deliberate exploitation of the victim's vulnerability as reasons for the denial. She is now 64, has served 30 years of her life sentence. This was her first opportunity at parole since her conviction. The next parole review has been scheduled for March 2030. Selena's family and her husband released a statement thanking the board and reaffirming their commitment to honoring Selena's life rather than focusing on the tragedy. Listen, Yolanda, I mean, you can't, but they did you a favor.
Because she gonna die in jail, or if they had let her out, she was gonna die in the streets.
Yeah,
So
like they did you
basically,
a favor.
what the favor was that you get to live and keep breathing for a little
You
longer.
have the
So
opportunity to die of natural causes
you don't gotta
in
pay no
jail.
rent. You don't gotta pay no rent, no mortgage. You get food every day. You got like you could work out, you can read, and you could get a degree.
Listen,
Like there's loads of things you could do.
there's loads of opportunities for you because we were ready. Okay? People were counting it down, mama. You
It
was
was
gonna walk out that prison and meet your maker almost in the same breath. Like
oh man. Oh
they would have
man.
had to release you undercover, one. And
Facts.
because you are such a publicity whore, we know you weren't gonna stay silent and just disappear.
She was
You're
gonna
gonna do
try to
some
make a
interview.
documentary. She was definitely
You're
gonna
gonna
do a
want to tell your
documentary.
story
A book was
and
gonna be
see
made.
somebody on the productions team would know and be like, oh, Yolanda Saldivar finna be here. Then we're gonna put a little rat poison in your water.
Oh man,
Boom.
you're going a little.
Oh,
You have
sorry.
all the you have
Sorry.
a little too many details going.
Sorry. Sorry. I haven't thought about this at all.
You haven't thought about it.
No, I
No,
haven't thought about
no,
this
no.
at all. Um, I have not thought about
Oh
this, not
man,
even a
I
little
told
bit.
y'all last week to get in the comments. She says I'm the one that's out of pocket. Me. Okay. All right.
I'm cute though.
Uh-huh. What else?
Talking about shitty situations, I have not told you this. I told you not to look this up because I wanted your genuine reaction to this because
Okay.
this has social media right now on fire. And
Okay.
it's hilarious that you started the episode the way that you did because you didn't know about this. But
No.
okay, so there's a model and influencer whose name is Gabby Fe, who went to Carnival in Trinidad, and she revealed on TikTok, no one asked her, she did this all willy-nilly,
Okay.
that she had defecated on cemetery grounds due to a bathroom emergency. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Oh.
mm-hmm. Gabby is
Oh
a
no.
plus size Nike model and content creator who participated in
Oh
the
no.
2025 Trinidad Carnival with the Yuma band. She's since deleted this TikTok, but she admitted to having literally had to poop on someone's grave during the celebration. She clarified that the spot she chose was not a marked grave or near tombstones, but a secluded part of the cemetery. She explained that she was alone in Port of Spain and had been holding her bowels all day and didn't know where to go for relief. She said the cemetery was the only private place she could find. Of course, that went super viral on TikTok. Trinidad is like
Oh my God.
Carnival organizers Yuma Vibe released a formal statement condemning her behavior and emphasizing the importance of respecting sacred spaces. She also issued an apology and posted up a follow-up video explaining the situation, expressing regret for her actions. People want her removed, kicked out of Trinidad if she hasn't already left.
She's obviously not a Caribbean person.
She's, I don't know what her background is, but she is Black.
Okay, because that may not end well for her. I'm just
Let me say this, and this is something that Jasmine says all the
Oh
time:
no.
bring back shame.
Yo, every time I hear that word, I think of Game of Thrones.
Shame.
Every single
Shame.
time.
Bring it back. Bring it back, because I'm still trying to figure out what on God's green earth made her set up a camera.
The grass on the cemetery, that's what was on God's green earth. What are you talking about today?
For her to
I
say,
personally would not do this, but that's what did it for her.
for her to sit there and say, you know what, I have a story time. Let me tell y'all this.
Oh,
And
oh
thought that,
no.
and What did she think people were gonna say? Because no one was gonna be like, "Yeah, girl, same."
Yeah, I don't know how superstitious she is or how superstitious our listeners are or whatever, but the Caribbeans don't take
Mm-mm,
the dead
mm-mm,
lightly, you know?
mm-mm.
And this is not good. This is not good, ma'am. This is that's all I'm gonna say. This is not a
Not
good
only is
thing.
it not good,
This is not a good thing.
and see, the thing is, she's gotten. I don't follow her, but she has popped up on my For You page a couple of times because she always talks about the type of men that she dates and like they're rich, whatever, whatever. And I'm not going to criticize her looks, but most of the comments on her page when she talks about the types of men that she dates are basically people who are being like, why are you lying? Because she's not your standard beauty. I'll put it like that.
Is that because she's a plus size person or because she's
No,
not pretty?
she's just not pretty. Um,
Yikes.
so people are always criticizing. She does these outlandish stories about how much it would take for a man to take her out, and it's not like me who's like, I don't do Applebee's types of shit. It's more like, if he's not giving me $20,000 on the first date type of stories. And so at first I thought this was a clout based story. I don't know, but I will say, you can't go to nobody else island after this.
Listen, she might be
You
on the no flight list right now. Right
Yeah,
now,
you
she might
can't
be
go to
on.
nobody else's island after this, because what? Absolutely
Nah.
not. Sidebar two, back up political real quick. I know people are not mad that Jasmine Crockett called Greg Abbott Governor Hot Wheels. I know y'all not mad at that.
They're mad at everything she says. They're mad at literally everything she says.
Y'all are mad at that. Y'all are mad that she's selling merchandise.
They said that she might run as well. So, I mean, she's actually gained lots of
No, she's very
like
popular.
yeah, popularity in the Democratic Party, whereas people like Schumer is losing popularity. So, I mean,
It's time to
we
hand over the reins. We do need the younger ones. I think honestly, if
younger
there was
people for
a
sure.
if AOC, Jasmine Crockett, like people who are not afraid to play this game with the Republicans,
Right.
like let's go.
Before we move off of that, because
Mhm,
you done woke up my spirit.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
It it is something to say that a lot of those people that you're mentioning are women, you
Yeah.
know, and you know it's usually a situation where when everything goes crazy that we tend to have to find women to come in and fix it.
Hmm.
So if that is the case, why not just put the women in charge in the first place? In the first place, I don't know.
Listen,
I done told y'all already. I come from a place of women being in leadership positions. That's how I was raised. I see no problem with it. I don't understand. I just feel like the right person for the job needs to be in the job. I don't care what you are, or what you look like, or what your preferences are, or whatever. It's just like, come on now. We can't sit here and let people ramsack our country and our freedoms and just take it lying down. Like, we have to fight. We have no other choice.
we
We have no
don't.
other choice. Like,
I listen.
anyway,
It's not men like you. It's men with little penises who think that if women are in charge, that
yikes.
it would somehow demean their existence. But it's like, when women are in charge, like, women run your household. And if your household is put together, like if you come from a strong household, meaning you married a good woman, you don't worry about nothing.
I
You
mean,
carry on, you do what you got to do, and you and your wife are an unstoppable force. So why would you be worried if a woman was running this country?
what's crazy about this is that usually the people that are in positions of power and all of that, the support that was necessary for them to get there was support from a woman. So I don't understand where all this disrespect comes from. But I mean, hey, we can keep
Also,
going
most
on
of the
this,
shit
but
show that
we
we're
can move
in
on.
has been caused by men, but I digress. Also, random. Have you seen
Man,
that man that's walking around in shirts that say black men are ruined by black mothers?
no, I didn't see that. And
I, I want him to choke on a jalapeno. I want it to
mm,
stick in the back of
mm,
his throat, and I
mm,
want him to choke on it
mm.
because While that is an absolutely absurd statement to make, I'm trying to figure out why you absolve men who abandon their families from any sort of responsibility in the raising of said children that you claim have been ruined by Black mothers.
Listen.
It just dawned on me when you said that, because this is a Black man who's walking around wearing this shirt, and I know he's doing it for attention.
Yeah.
Um, he's not getting it in the typical sense, because I don't even remember his name, and he's honestly not someone that I think about, but it just dawned on me in that particular moment. I just want you to
Right.
choke on a jalapeno.
Since we're going random,
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
I found out today that Lizzo is going to be playing the role of Rosetta Tharpe coming up, which is just kind of huge. She's the, godmother of rock and roll, and it's going to supposedly showcase where all these people that stole things from her, the origins of that. And so the
Mhm.
story needs to be told, and I think she can tell it. I think, hey, whatever. Also, all of y'all that were like, "Oh my gosh, Lizzo's looking great now that she's losing weight." Lizzo's still just as pretty as she was when she was bigger. I don't
Yeah, like
get
she
y'all.
was
I don't get y'all. I don't get y'all. I
like,
don't get
that's the
y'all.
thing,
But
is like
whatever.
she's always
Whatever.
had, her face has always been immaculate. That face card was never declining. Just say y'all are fat phobic and move on, because it's not like she got her face done. Like,
Exactly.
y'all be making my ass
It's
itch for
just
real.
this is why I don't pay attention to what's going on, because like it annoys me. It like I just can't, like
It's
I just
just
feel I can't
stupid.
go through the world like dwelling on this type of stuff. Like it doesn't do good for my my heart rate and things like that. Like it's eh. What's next?
I was gonna talk about Rick Ross going into business with his white dentist, and artists not supporting Black businesses and things like that, like in these, or investing in Black entrepreneurship, because there are plenty of Black dentists around. Why are you going into business with this white man? But I don't care about Rick Ross. So we're gonna move on to the story that has everybody up in arms right now.
Okay.
Fitness influencer Ashton Hall has gone viral for his highly detailed and intense 6-hour morning routine, prompting both admiration and skepticism online.
Yeah.
He is a former Division One football player from Alcorn State University who transitioned into fitness influencing during the pandemic. He currently has over 9 million followers on Instagram, 4 million on TikTok, and 3 million YouTube subscribers. His morning routine starts at 3:52 a.m. and ends around 9:30 a.m. And activities include removing mouth tape used during sleep, submerging his face in ice water twice, but not just any type of ice water, Saratoga ice
Mm.
water twice,
Mm-hmm.
rubbing banana peels on his face,
Mm.
drinking multiple bottles of Saratoga spring water, push ups, meditation, journaling, watching motivational videos, gym workouts, swimming, wearing compression socks, and packing his gym bag. The video has showed his full routine, went viral, was shared over 77,000 times. Saratoga Springs itself saw a massive increase in visibility with over 1.2 billion social media mentions in the week following the video going viral.
Which
There had
I'm
been
Go ahead.
multiple remakes of the video, from Captain Crunch down to
Oh yeah.
Duolingo,
Oh yeah.
down to everybody. I say all of this to say I don't know why people were upset at it. Me personally, I thought it was stupid, but not my business. The only thing I'm upset about is you did all of that for free.
For free. I mean, it's like I don't know. I don't know about that. Like I feel like I don't know that he knew that he was going to get that type of attention. I think he was just, trying to do something and then something hit and there we are. What's strange to me, there's a lot of strange things here. 352. Why 352? I saw a video of him, jumping, like diving into his pool or a pool
Mhm,
or whatever,
mhm,
and it
mhm.
started at like I think it was 7:42 in the morning, and then he landed in the water at like 7:46. I I don't know what's
Yeah.
editing. You got to work on the editing. What's crazy to me is Saratoga Springs, Saratoga water or whatever. You're getting all this publicity from this viral moment. Why not capitalize on it? Why not bring this guy in, give him a deal, do a funny commercial, throw those commercials out, do whatever you can do to, because once this viral moment dies down, people will forget about you again.
You know
Why not?
why?
Why not take this opportunity and capitalize on it? Like,
They did capitalize on it, and they did it for free. It cost them absolutely nothing.
It costs them nothing, but yes, this spike in sales right now will die out next week.
Yeah, it's gonna die out next week, and then they're gonna pay a white influencer or some white man to remake this in a different way. And Ashton had missed out on his opportunity. Also, your wife shared with me that Ashton got evicted from said apartment in which he
He
filmed
did.
that viral moment. To which I say, Ashton, my God, I don't know how this whole worked out, but
So so there's a couple things that I've seen about this eviction as well. The court records show that he was paying, or the court records, or the listing for the apartment or whatever. That apartment cost $17,000 a month. How he was paying this, I have no idea. Clearly people are making way more money than I do, and
yeah,
I need to figure out how they're doing it, because 17, how were you paying it? He didn't get evicted because of non-payment. He
no,
supposedly got evicted because he cloned a key fob or
he he
something
cloned a
like
key
that.
fob to give someone else for the
Access
building and
to
gave it out to somebody else so that they can have access to the amenities of the building. Which, yeah, because that's dangerous.
That is dangerous, but like I so the way that I see people talking about, oh well, he got evicted and da 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 da, da, they're not saying the reason why he got evicted. And then also, I think the more interesting part of that story is, how is he making that much money? I need to find out. I need to know.
I mean,
I
these
just want to
influencers do
know.
be making right now. There's been a conversation going around on social media, in particular on TikTok, where some of these influencers are being transparent with how much money they've made, like last year, and some people are bringing home. Like one guy said he made a little over 700,000 last year.
That is wild to me.
Like the littlest amount, the smallest amount that I've seen, and I haven't been following it too much because it gets me in my head, and then I'm like, I could do this, and I just don't have the energy right now. Was like 250,000 last year, which,
Wow, wow.
and that's from a bunch of things. That's from brand partnerships. That's from being a part of like the TikTok Creators Fund and all that other stuff. And I get it because it is a full-time job. Because me, when I do my little videos and stuff like that, when I got to sit down and edit, I'd be like,
Yeah,
I don't know how y'all do this. Especially
this
those
is
of y'all who be like, I work a job too.
yeah, this is mainly the reason why I don't put out content. Like those rare moments that I put out content, y'all love it. But I don't have the time or the will to want to do any of this. But like, if I was guaranteed that type of money, I might have to reconsider some things.
My last Is You Cool video, like I edited it so I could have like figured like people dropping in like pictures when I was talking about people dropping in. And the amount of time that took me to do,
Yeah, I know.
absurd.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
absurd. And this was pre-recorded. Like this was pre-recorded content, right? Like because I set aside a day to record most of my content because I can't do it in the moment.
right.
Editing is a bitch.
Yes, it
And
is. Today, I edit this show. This show is consistently over an hour. I get this edit done over the weekend. That's 2 days, and most of the time I get it to y'all at 5:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time.
mhm,
This is no easy feat.
it's
And
not.
I too have a full-time job, and I work
Yeah.
over the weekends, and I
Yeah.
am a dad, and I am a husband, and I am
Mhm.
a person. Like, how do these people do this? I don't know.
Like I'm trying to be more consistent with like my content and stuff like that, and I'm working my way through some things. But it's like all of it takes time. The
Yeah.
planning, the
Yeah.
execution, then you gotta
Yeah.
edit, you gotta
Yeah.
write. Like you can't just
On top of that, I gotta have my comedic timing down.
right, right.
So
Like you can't just like yeah, most of the time like you can like freestyle, but you have to have an idea as to what you're gonna
yeah,
say. You
yeah.
gotta practice it. You gotta find optimal shooting times. Y'all are a different type of beast. And I'm just trying to do this. Like, and here's the thing is I don't even want to be like, I'm not trying to be like a Jackie Aina or one of the like super popular content creators who have like millions upon millions of followers. I want a
Mhm.
small dedicated community that engages with me. I want the opportunity and I want the smaller. additional checks. You know what I mean? Like the smaller checks that'll help me just be comfortable. I'm not even trying to be comfortable to the
Yeah.
point where it's like,
Yeah, people don't realize how you don't really need to make that much more money to change your lifestyle
right,
drastically.
right,
Drastically. Like it only takes, well, everybody's situation is different, but like it's not like you need to go from $1 to $10 million a month. Like
right.
it's not like that. It's just usually a
It's not
little
like that
bit
at
of
all.
a little bit extra.
That's it. But sitting back and hearing that these people are out here making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, like I don't
Yeah.
even want you to fly me out nowhere because I don't like people. And I know for a fact if I go on a brand partnership trip,
Right.
I'm just gonna stay in my room. I'm not gonna be
Mm,
able to eat because I'm gonna have anxiety.
mm.
Right? I'll go film what you need me to film. Maybe like we in the building, but I'm not partying with nobody. So then they're gonna tell people that I'm a bitch. I don't even want all that. So you already saving money on me. Just cut me a check.
I don't know. I don't
You're
know. I don't know.
crazy.
What I will say is that we probably need to add another person to this team so that
Mm,
I could focus on other things
mm-hmm.
that I focus on too much of the meticulous in order to do what y'all actually want me to do. And it is what it is. But
We getting
yeah,
there.
it is what it is, but like I'm just so shocked that these people are making this type of money. And
Crazy.
yeah, I got to get to that bag. Got to get to the bag. But yeah,
Side
I don't
note, I
know. A lot
mean,
of
so
people,
you
sorry, before you go, before you continue.
mhm.
A lot of people are making fun of this dude. And yes, there are moments where, it is funny, but I more so commend him for what he got going on. I just hope that he could capitalize off of this sudden influx of
Yeah, nah.
people.
I mean, listen, did I think it was corny? Yeah. But I think a lot of things are corny. Like I also think it's corny when men who are obviously attractive get on social media and do things because they know they're attractive, right? Like where they'll be like, let me eat this banana or eat this fruit and try to be sexual with it. I think all of that shit is corny because you sat there, you recorded it, you looked back and was like, this is it. But I'm not gonna get online. Like I'm not gonna make a response video to it. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna just
Yeah,
keep scrolling. But like
yeah.
y'all, everybody's doing a whole bunch of things for clout. Everybody's doing a whole bunch of things for their viral moment. I get it. I commend him because I don't have that discipline. I'm not waking up at 3:52. I'm not having a full day before my day. What time do you go to bed, sir?
Listen, again, I'm trying not to knock this because rents for studios in Brooklyn cost 3 grand, 3 grand a month. So I mean, the money got to
No,
come from
listen.
somewhere. Tariffs, inflation. I'm getting less money back on my high yield savings accounts. Like,
Right.
like things are just
No,
changing
I'm
in
not
a way
knocking him. I
that's
just want
not
to know
simple. That's not
because
simple.
you spend the first 6 hours of your day preparing for the day. What does the rest of your day
what
consist
what does
of?
the rest of the
And
day? Yeah,
when do you go to bed?
yeah,
Because if I'm doing all of that before 9 o'clock,
yeah.
I'm going back to sleep. What
I
do
do a
you
lot.
mean?
I do a lot before 9 o'clock. However, I'm at work. I mean, I guess he would say that he's also at work. So I mean,
And if that's his
it's just
birthday,
hey,
yeah, and if that's his birthday, listen, I'm not
yeah,
knocking it. You know what I mean? Freedom to you. But I just want to know what the rest of your day consists of because that
yeah,
is
yeah.
wild to me.
Yeah.
Not me freezing again in the most inopportune goddamn moment. I just can't. This
It's
is
gonna be
so
a
ghetto.
it's gonna be a ghetto ass
This
edit.
is such a ghetto ass episode. I'm gonna continue because I don't know why I'm frozen. I didn't heard my phone do the sound, so now we back. Um, just ghetto for no reason. I'm
I
not doing nothing different
I hope I can
than
pull this
before.
episode together because it's you.
This is
I see
just
it's definitely on your side. I see.
this is just now you was frozen, but we hoping that this was on
We're
my
gonna
side and I just,
it's,
keep it pushing because
it's all gonna happen. We gonna see
before
what
we
happens
move
when we
on,
finish.
before we move on, Mary Dooley wanted me to let you know that you get on her nerves. Okay.
What did
She
I do to
said,
Mary? What did I do?
she
Mary and I
said,
was good friends. What
nope,
happened?
nope. She
Oh
said
no.
that during
Oh
this or
no.
that, I be answering my questions and I be like, well, it could be. And then you be like, one answer. And then I'll answer it. And then you'll be like, it depends for me too. So she wanted you to know that you be mad hypocritical during this or that. Okay. She was like, he be doing the exact same thing during
Okay,
this.
okay. Touche,
So
touche. I'll
and
do better.
she
I'll do better.
She said it with some spice. She was like, let Ryan know I'm mad at him because he do this all the time. And I said,
Oh no.
I'm
Oh
gonna let him know.
no. I gotta get
And then
better.
she,
Wow. I read me for filth.
she
Jeez. Yikes. I'm
mind you,
sad.
she was on she was on a break for a while. And so I
Uh-huh.
had not heard from her for a while. And that's when she
Word.
came back. That's how she reintroduced me to the fact that she was listening to the podcast again. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like she was
Okay.
caught up. She was like, tell Ryan. I said, oh, I'm
That's
not
because
even
I
gonna send this to him.
she came for me because I came for her Subaru a couple years
Yeah,
ago. That's what it
that yeah,
was.
that was it. That was
That's
it.
what it
Yeah,
was.
that was it. Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Whew, had to get that, had to make sure I get that out.
All
What do
right.
you call a well-balanced horse?
A well-balanced horse. Oh gosh, this might I is this one of those answers that I'll have to close my mom's ears?
No. None of my
Okay.
jokes are that bad this week.
I don't know. What?
Stable.
Ah. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. So a cop pulled me over and asked, "How high are you?" I said, "No, officer, it's hi. How are you?"
And you went to jail immediately after.
Clink clink.
This one was submitted by Mary as well.
Oh,
Why do
oh.
bees stay in the hive in the winter?
Huh. I don't know. Why?
Swarm. Like
It's
swarm. It's
swarm.
swarm.
It's the hard one.
Swarm.
Usually
Yeah.
I go straight past those jokes because if it takes too much to explain or to pronounce, it's like it's usually not the best
I was
joke for
gonna
me.
say tis warm, but then I was like, swarm.
So we got, ice running rampant recently, right?
Hmm.
So right after that cop asked me that question, I was driving again and ice pulled me over, asked for papers. I said scissors. I won. I won. So
Also, before we continue to those raggedy ass ICE members who locked up
I knew
and
I knew
kidnapped
I knew it wasn't a
that
good idea.
Tufts graduate student who was just about to go meet her friends and break fast for Ramadan, I hope when you get to Judgment Day that you don't even get to go up to heaven. You go straight to hell. Because what are y'all doing? Y'all covered y'all faces because y'all a bunch of fucking punks.
Yeah.
People need to be on their P's and Q's. Start
Yeah.
recording these people, ask them their names, ask them their badge numbers, because that girl got kidnapped and shipped to Louisiana in under 24 hours, and her family didn't even know where she was. She's
She's a
here on a student visa.
legal student visa.
And y'all kidnapped her off the
Yeah.
street for no goddamn reason because she was at a protest. Are we serious right now?
Yeah. I knew
Okay.
you I definitely thought you was going to bring that up earlier in the episode cuz that's your alma mater and such, but yeah, it's terrible. Now
I
you just
forgot.
done killed the whole joke segment, but what you
Taste
got?
had side A and side B.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's only logical that their successor would be the CD.
Oh, man,
Shout out to Kurt for that one.
that's showing you and Kurt's age. I'm just saying, because if there's any sort of Gen Z or Gen Alpha watching this, they'll be like, "What?"
Do y'all Googles.
They don't understand none of that joke whatsoever.
Do y'all Googles.
Oh my gosh. So my wife was arguing with me one day and
Let me put my cup down.
she she was going off and she was like, "Gosh, you don't even listen to me." And I was just like, that's such a weird way to start a conversation.
She should have hit you in your solar plexus. And she should have hit you in your solar plexus. Okay? Okay? Because y'all like to do that shit. She should have hit you in your solar plexus. Okay? This is my last one.
Okay.
Why do vegetarians give good head?
You said none of them were spicy today. You said none of them. You said none of them were spicy.
It's not
Okay.
too spicy.
Why do vegetarians something about starving for meat or something like that?
You're getting to be as bad as me. Okay. because that's not even
I don't know
that's not
what,
even close.
but that was pretty good though.
That was good
Okay.
because they're used to eating nuts.
Mine was better.
Yeah, yours was better,
Okay.
but like you hanging out with me way too much because
Oh boy. Okay, so this was a submission. A submission. Will is playing both sides of the fence, by the way. He's sending you stuff, sending me stuff, but whatever. What's the difference between a girlfriend and a wife?
Will, if I ever meet you in person, I may have to see your solar
I'll make
plexus
sure. I'll make sure you do.
because you be sending him these wildly inappropriate dad jokes. And like as a woman, I gotta stand up for my gender. What is the difference between a girlfriend and a wife, Ryan?
Actually, I don't think I want to give this answer. It's pretty bad. Anyway, the answer was about 50 pounds. Yikes. Yes.
Oh, Will. Oh, well, right in the solar plexus. Oh my
All right.
God.
I gotta go, so I'm just gonna. Why is marriage like a workshop?
Oh goodness. I'm telling your wife why.
Because the husband works and the wife shops. This was also Will.
As it should be.
This was
As
also.
it should be. That sounds like an even balance to me.
This was also Will. Okay, I wasn't prepared, so these jokes didn't land as well as they should. So VirgoSeasonShow.com. That's the website. You can find the show notes there. Merch, VirgoSeasonShow@gmail.com is the email. Send us things.
You can also find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Virgo Season Show. You can find Ryan at Black Ryan on TikTok and Instagram, and you can find me at Joyhdae on TikTok and Instagram.
All right, last one. Why don't some couples go to the gym together?
I feel like I said this before, but I can't remember the answer. Because they don't work out or something along those lines.
All right, I guess that's it. It's really time to wrap this one up. I'll try again next week. Mary cussing me out. This was not the episode. This is crazy.
Virgo season!